Chapter 41. Do you know how many trees you destroyed? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, Yu Tianlin started training on improving the control of the thunder and lightning soul power, because the ancestral assault system of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex martial soul does not have high requirements for soul power control. The sect has not summed up a set of corresponding training methods. For example, Yu Tianlin's father, Yu Mingfeng, although he has a strong control over thunder and lightning, it was slowly grown up with the growth of his cultivation in through the tempering of battles. If Yu Tianlin spends time, his control over thunder and lightning will naturally grow to that level in a few decades, but by then the day lily will be cold. He needed a fast and scientific method, so he naturally chose tree climbing and treading water training in Naruto. The first is to climb trees. During the independent activities in the afternoon, Yu Tianlin hung his right arm, found a small forest where few students passed by, and started his own training. The so-called tree climbing, according to Douluo, should be to condense the soul power on the soles of the feet, forming a force of absorption, so that one can easily step on the tree trunk and walk up step by step, even hanging upside down on the tree without any problem. Yu Tianlin slowly concentrated his soul power on the soles of his feet, and when he felt that it was almost done, he stepped on the tree trunk with his right foot. Crack! However, with a crisp sound, the trunk was dented directly by Yu Tianlin stepping on it. No way, my left foot is still on the ground. Strictly speaking, I haven't started climbing the tree yet. I just put my right foot on the tree trunk, and actually stepped on a hole directly. What should I do next? In order to find out the reason, Yu Tianlin carefully observed the hole he had stepped on, and soon discovered the clue. Because my soul power has its own lightning attribute, it has a certain destructive power. When I concentrate my soul power on the soles of my feet and step on a certain place, the power of lightning in my soul power will naturally erupt. The situation is only sunk by oneself. This is a bit troublesome. In Naruto, although the ninja's chakra also has its own attributes, as long as it does not take the initiative to change its nature, the chakra will appear in the form of no attributes. So when they are training to climb trees, even if it is a ninja with fire attribute chakra, there is no such thing as the place where the footsteps will be ignited. But I am different. The lightning attribute in my soul power is dominant. As long as it is released, it will exist in the form of lightning. I can only be restrained as much as possible, control the soul power on the soles of my feet, and prevent the power of thunder and lightning from bursting out. In doing so, it is necessary to restrain the lightning and at the same time maintain the absorption force of the soles of the feet. With the mind divided into two uses, the difficulty is greatly increased. However, this is originally a training to improve the control over the thunder and lightning soul power. Even if it is more difficult, it doesn't matter. If it can be completed in the end, then my control over the thunder and lightning can be greatly improved. Try more, as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. This kind of thing. As long as you keep practicing, you can definitely master it. Thinking of this, Yu Tianlin stopped hesitating, circulated his soul power all over the soles of his feet, and stepped on the tree trunk again. A week later, in the dean's office, Thunderstorm looked helplessly at Yu Tianlin in front of him, and said, "Little Tianlin, what are you doing? What have you been doing recently?" Yu Tianlin replied honestly, "It's nothing, it's just that I'm a little bored every afternoon, so I'm studying my own soul skills." Self-created soul skills. Hearing Yu Tianlin's reply, Thunderstorm was speechless for a while. You are an 8-year-old kid, and you are still studying self-created soul skills. Have you figured out those two soul abilities of your own? Okay, I'll take it as if you're researching self-created soul skills, but what does this have to do with the grove in the southeast corner of the academy? Thunderstorm continued, a teacher reported to me just now that the grove has. Do you know how many trees you destroyed this week? Uncle Thunderstorm, can you stop saying that? It always feels weird. It reminds me of a certain Uncle Billion, who makes me look like a woodpecker, but it's really my own fault. The grove in the southeast corner has been destroyed by more than half, and it looks like it will be completely wiped out. Ahem. Yu Tianlin coughed dryly, and said, "As for these trees, I will compensate according to the price. I really trouble Uncle Lei. I know you're not short of money." Thunderstorm said unhappily, "Go to the financial office and pay the money as soon as possible, and then you are not allowed to mess around in that forest again. Do you hear me?" Although the college is not short of this amount of money, but the rules are the rules, and damage to trees will naturally be compensated according to the price. Hey, Uncle Lei, don't. Hearing Lei Tianlin's words, Yu Tianlin became anxious immediately, and hurriedly said, anyway, that small forest has become like that, and it will definitely be reorganized by then, and all the trees will be cleared. It was dug up and replaced with a new batch. In this case, it is better to let me use the waste. You still want to continue? Thunderstorm looked at Yu Tianlin in surprise, and asked, okay, tell me the time, how long will it take? Yu Tianlin quickly replied, give me another week is enough. It took me a week, and I was finally able to restrain the power of lightning in the soul power. Stepping on the tree trunk will not cause such a big damage anymore. The next step is to maintain the absorption of the soul power. Yu Tianlin believes that, in a week at most, I will be able to complete the tree climbing training perfectly. Okay, I'll leave that grove to you. Thunderstorm said briskly, but you have to remember, there is only 1 week, and I will arrange for someone to replace a batch of trees after a week. After that, you can't mess around. It's coming. Also, it's only limited to the grove in the southeast corner of the college, and it's not allowed to go to other places. Yeah. Yu Tianlin nodded sharply, thank you, Uncle Lei, goodbye Uncle Lei. After finishing speaking, Yu Tianlin got up to bid farewell, and went to the financial office to pay the fine. Alas! Seeing Yu Tianlin close the door and leave, Lei Tianlin couldn't help but sigh, everyone didn't save me trouble. I thought Mingfeng's son was polite, he seemed quite obedient, but I didn't expect that he was also a hidden problem children. Create your own soul skills, isn't it a joke? I haven't created one myself even after level 70. Thunderstorm shook his head helplessly, forget it, Xiao Tianlin will naturally give up after being frustrated, I'll deal with my business first. Some time ago, the students who will participate in next year's Soul Master competition have just been selected, 7 formally and 4 substitutes. After they are selected, they will be strengthened individually and trained as a team. A week later is the 5 Elements College Exchange and Fellowship, and things like venue arrangements are also very complicated. At that time, the colleges will exchange ideas. If the students of one's own college are suppressed by the students of several other colleges, it will be embarrassing and humiliating. End of this chapter. Chapter 42 The Ice Maiden. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the blink of an eye, another week passed, and the annual exchange and fellowship meeting of the 5 Elements Academy was held at the Thunder Academy as scheduled. In the current Thunder Academy, apart from the original students, other Blazing students in gold and red uniforms, Weevil students in black uniforms, Kamikaze students in blue uniforms, and Tianshui students in blue uniforms can be seen everywhere. Some older students had obviously known each other for a long time, and they were taking advantage of this annual opportunity to get together to laugh and play. Most of the students gathered in the Thunder Academy's playground, where 5 arenas had been erected, and from time to time some students went up to compete in battles, and their respective supporters cheered and cheered under the arenas, creating a lively atmosphere. However, these are other people's excitement and have nothing to do with Yu Tianlin. It has been half a month since I started tree climbing training. And now Yu Tianlin is finally able to maintain a suitable absorption force while ensuring that the power of lightning is restrained. There is no problem, that is to say, his tree climbing training has been successfully completed. Yu Tianlin felt it for a while, and his control over the thunder and lightning soul power has indeed improved a lot, but he always feels that something is missing, not perfect enough. Although it is possible to develop Chidori in this state, it will get twice the result with half the effort and be efficient. Not tall, that being the case, let's make persistent efforts and carry out treading water training. After completing this training, there will be no difficulty in developing Chidori, so even though it was the exchange event of the 5 Elements Academy, Yu Tianlin didn't go to participate, and now he was all focused on stepping on the water. After finding a remote lake where few people come and go, Yu Tianlin started his own water treading training. He was planning to complete this training in the bathtub in the dormitory, but the bathtub exploded on the first day. In desperation, Yu Tianlin went out to find a lake for training, so he wouldn't blow up the lake. Treading water is different from climbing a tree. Climbing a tree is to gather the soul power on the soles of the feet to generate absorption force, so that oneself can be absorbed on the trunk or wall. Treading water is just the opposite. It releases the soul power from the soles of the feet to generate a thrust, allowing oneself to stand on the water. Climbing trees and treading water have one absorption and the other repulsion, so after completing these two trainings, one can freely retract and release one's own soul power, like an arm and a finger. Fortunately, Yu Tianlin had already restrained the power of thunder and lightning in the first week, so he didn't have to have as much trouble in this water treading training as when he first started climbing trees. Yu Tianlin concentrated his soul power directly on the bottom of his feet, then stretched his left foot towards the lake, and slowly released his soul power. When he felt a repulsion, he shifted his center of gravity to his left foot. However, with the shift of the center of gravity, Yu Tianlin suddenly found that the repulsion force was too weak to support his body, so he stepped on the ground with his left foot and sank into the lake. His entire body was about to fall into the lake. Yu Tianlin had expected this for a long time. Of course, he would not expect to succeed once. Failure is inevitable. If he falls into the lake, he will fall into the lake. Anyway, he can swim. At this critical moment, Yu Tianlin suddenly saw the lake under his feet freeze at a speed visible to the naked eye. Although he didn't know what happened, he reacted very quickly, and his right foot hit the ice hard. At this point, he pulled out his frozen left foot, and then used his strength to return to the shore of the lake. The lake suddenly froze. Someone must have shot it. Yu Tianlin looked back as soon as he landed. I saw a girl standing under a tree about 10 meters away. The girl's whole body was covered by a layer of blue light, and 2 yellow soul rings circled around her body. It seemed that she was the one who shot. Why do you walk into the lake for no reason? Is it because you can't think of committing suicide? That the girl's crisp voice sounded, and at the same time, the blue light surrounding her dissipated, revealing her figure, which seemed to have withdrawn her martial spirit. The girl is petite, about 1.4 meters tall, wearing a light blue dress, which is the school uniform of Tianshui College, with long water blue hair hanging behind her back, fair skin and delicate features. But she looks a little immature, and her age should be not big. Are you from Tianshui College? Yu Tianlin said, thank you just now. I am not committing suicide by walking towards the lake, but I am training to improve the control of my soul power. Improve the control over the soul power? Hearing Yu Tianlin's words, the girl immediately became interested, and walked towards him, asking, are you also a soul master of the control department? Well, the word also directly reveals the development direction of the girl's martial arts, the control system. I'm an attack-type soul master. Yu Tianlin shook his head and said, it's just that I think that attack-type soul masters should also improve their control over their soul power, so that they can reduce waste when using soul skills and increase the duration of battles. Ability. Assault type. It's interesting. The girl walked to Yu Tianlin's side and asked, how should you do this training? It was just treading water, and there was nothing to hide, so Yu Tianlin introduced it directly to the girl. Is that so? After the girl roughly understood the principle of treading water, she started to try it directly. However, when her toes touched the water, a thin piece of ice quickly emerged with her toes as the center, and the girl jumped directly on the thin ice. Then, looking at Yu Tianlin with a little satisfaction, it doesn't seem to be very difficult. Totally wrong. Seeing this scene, Yu Tianlin said, you're just relying on your own ice attribute advantage to freeze the lake and then stand on the ice. If it's just to stand on the lake, it's no problem for you to do this, but I'm talking about exercising your soul power control. You should restrain the chill in your soul power, stand on the water surface only by the repulsion force caused by the soul power itself, and even be able to run fast on the water surface, so that you are qualified. It's so simple to say, but how is it possible? The girl pouted slightly, can't you do it too? It's because I can't tread water now, that's why I'm practicing here. If I were to climb a tree, I've already mastered it. Yu Tianlin walked towards the tree the girl was leaning on just now, and said with a smile, follow me. Climbing a tree? What's that? The girl was a little puzzled, and followed behind Yu Tianlin. When he came under the tree, Yu Tianlin stepped on the tree trunk with one foot. After the sole of his foot was absorbed, the other foot slightly exerted force, and it also left the ground and stepped on the tree trunk. At this time, Yu Tianlin's feet were attached to the tree trunk, and his whole body was parallel to the ground. If Newton saw this scene, he would cry. The girl was surprised. It's really possible to do this. End of this chapter. Chapter 43 Shui Binger, Training Together. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 43 Shui Binger, Train Together. Yu Tianlin stood on the tree trunk, walked up step by step under the girl's surprised eyes, and finally hung upside down on the branch. After showing it to the girl, Yu Tianlin jumped down from the tree and said with a smile, "How about it? It's amazing." "Interesting, I'll come too." The girl was so excited that she wanted to try it out, so she put her feet on the tree trunk. Cough. Yu Tianlin coughed dryly, stopped her quickly, and said, "Climbing a tree is different from treading water. Stepping on water requires repulsion, while climbing a tree requires adsorption. If you are also interested in this aspect, I suggest you start by treading water. As for climbing trees, you are wearing a skirt now, so it may not be very convenient. Wearing a skirt and climbing a tree, and then hanging upside down. This scene is exciting just thinking about it." When Yu Tianlin said this, the girl also noticed something was wrong. Her pretty face blushed slightly, then she ignored the trees in front of her, turned around and walked towards the lake. Yu Tianlin was originally here to practice treading water, so he followed the girl to the lake, and said, "Actually, your ice attribute is very suitable for treading water training. If you don't control the output of soul power well, you can freeze instantly when you step on the air. Water surface, prevent yourself from falling into the water, so the efficiency can be greatly improved." The girl slightly nodded her head in agreement, and once again poked her slender feet towards the lake. Although she missed the ground, a thin layer of ice quickly formed, allowing the girl to stabilize her figure. Yu Tianlin also tried to step on the water again, and also stepped on the air without any accident, but just when he was about to fall into the lake, the girl froze the lake under his feet in time, allowing him to stand on the ice. Yu Tianlin nodded to the girl and thank you. The girl showed a bright smile. "You're welcome, you can teach me this kind of training method to improve the ability to control the soul, and I should do what I can to help." In this way, the whole morning passed, and with the help of the girl, Yu Tianlin made rapid progress. Unlike the tree climbing training, which can only be used for free activities in the afternoon, now it coincides with the 5-element college exchange and fellowship period, which lasts for 7 days. There is no need to go to class in the morning for these 7 days. Yu Tianlin can practice treading water from morning till night, so that under normal circumstances, he only needs 3.5 days to complete it, and now with the help of the girl, this time will be cut in half. Yu Tianlin felt his progress in the past half a day. As long as everything goes well, he will be able to completely master treading water by tomorrow night. The girl is also very talented. She is a control-type soul master, and her ice-type soul power is easier to control than Yu Tianlin's lightning soul power, so she only took half a day to restrain herself. Most of the ice power and the soul power, the rest is fine-tuning and precise control. Give her 2 more days to be completely restrained, and the subsequent stepping on the water is estimated to be completed within 2 days. The rapid progress put Yu Tianlin in a good mood, wishing he didn't even eat lunch, and stayed here to train non-stop, hoping to finish treading water quickly. But after all, there is a girl by my side, so I can't let her go hungry with me. And with the addition of sharpening knives and chopping firewood, and having enough food, I am more motivated to train. So Yu Tianlin took the girl to the cafeteria of Thunder Academy. It was time for lunch, and there were many students on the way to the cafeteria. Most of them were gathered together from several colleges, so Yu Tianlin, a student from Thunder Academy and a girl from Tianshui Academy, didn't look awkward walking together. Following behind Yu Tianlin, the girl looked around, as if thinking of something. She suddenly said, "By the way, I don't know your name yet." "My name is Yu Tianlin." Yu Tianlin said without looking back, "What about you?" "Yu Tianlin, nice to meet you." The girl smiled, "My name is Shui Binger." Shui Binger. Only at this time did Yu Tianlin turn his head in surprise. Although he had already guessed a bit, he was still a little surprised when he was really sure. I remember that in the original book, Shui Binger seemed to belong to that kind of calm and intelligent girl. but I didn't expect her to be quite lively now. That's right, according to the information Lei Fenger gave me when I entered school, Shui Binger is only 10 years old now, and she is still a little girl, Shui Binger asked curiously. From your tone, you knew me before, Yu Tianlin smiled. And said, Shui Binger, a famous talented girl in Tianshui College, of course I've heard of you. Then you are from Thunder Academy, and your surname is Yu. Shui Binger's eyes turned, and she also guessed Yu Tianlin's identity. You should be from the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect. Yes. Yu Tianlin smiled and nodded. The cafeteria of Thunder Academy occupies a very large area. When Yu Tianlin came here for the first time, he was a little puzzled as to why he left so many empty seats, but now it seems that it is for the purpose of being able to accommodate enough students. At this time, more than half of the seats in the hall on the first floor have been occupied, and the voices of the students communicating are loud and noisy. Yu Tianlin didn't want to stay on the first floor, so he simply brought Shui Binger up. On the second floor, I want to open a box. There is a fee to open a box on the second floor, but those who can enter the Advanced Soul Master Academy, who is short of such a little money. Yu Tianlin came late, and the box was already occupied. The box is gone. It doesn't matter, Yu Tianlin has something to do with it. Yu Tianlin's uncle Thunderstorm is the vice president of Thunder Academy, and he has his own private room on the second floor of the cafeteria. However, he is busy with work, and every time he eats, he settles directly in the dean's office. He basically doesn't come to the cafeteria. His private room is also empty, so he simply gave Yu Tianlin the key to the single room. After ordering a few dishes, Yu Tianlin took Shui Binger into the single room belonging to the vice president. After eating a little casually to fill his stomach, Yu Tianlin looked at the girl in front of him and asked, Shui Binger, what are you planning to do in the afternoon? Shui Binger smiled slightly and said, what else can I do? Practice treading water with you. Don't you need to meet up with people from your own academy? Yu Tianlin continued, or go to watch the discussion and exchange between the top students of the Five Elements Academy. The rendezvous can wait until night. Shui Binger shook her head. As for watching the sparring, it's not interesting. Instead of having that time, it's better to use it to improve yourself. It seems that Shui Binger is still working very hard in cultivation. That's why she was able to reach level 25 at the age of 10. Although this has a lot to do with her talent, if she doesn't work hard, she can't do it. Yu Tianlin smiled and said, let's go together. You are a control-type soul master. If you can greatly improve your own soul power control, it will greatly increase your strength. End of this chapter. Chapter 44. The control ability has been greatly improved, and it has been developed again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the afternoon of the second day, the sun set in the west. On a lake, two figures of a man and a woman stood on the lake. They were Yu Tianlin and Shui Binger. The difference is that there is still a thin layer of ice under Shui Binger's feet for support, while Yu Tianlin is completely on the water. From standing quietly to pacing slightly, Yu Tianlin quickly started to run on the lake. Stepping on the waves like walking on flat ground, Shui Binger looked at Yu Tianlin and congratulated. Congratulations, you have succeeded so quickly. Yu Tianlin stopped and responded, I still want to thank you for your help, otherwise I guess it will take 2 more days. Treading water training requires constant attempts before you fully master it. That is, you will keep falling into the water, so you have to swim back to the shore again, which will waste a lot of time, and it is very uncomfortable to get wet clothes on your body. Now I have Shui Binger with the help of her. As long as she makes a mistake, she can help freeze the lake surface, which greatly improves the efficiency. Shui Binger pursed her lips and smiled, it's okay, everything should be done. Yu Tianlin shook his head, no longer being polite to her, just know what's in his heart. You must know that Shui Binger needs to consume soul power to freeze the lake surface. She also needs to do water training and take care of herself. She is only level 25 now, and the total amount of soul power is not much. It must be a lot of consumption in the past 2 days. No longer paying attention to his own affairs, Yu Tianlin asked Shui Binger, what about you? How are you doing now? Shui Binger said, now I can completely restrain the chill in my soul power. As long as I don't want to, even if I touch the lake with soul power, the water will not freeze. Similarly, if I want to, I can release the chill quickly. Freeze the lake. Although there was a thin layer of ice under Shui Binger's slender feet, it was when she tried to step on the water, and the chill was released after she stepped on the air, and it was not an uncontrollable natural emission. Yu Tianlin nodded. The chill is restrained, and the next step is to rely on the repulsion generated by the soul to stand on the water. This should not be difficult for you, and it should be done within 2 days. It's getting late now, and Shui Binger consumed a lot of soul power today, so she decided not to continue training, and the two went to the cafeteria for dinner. After dinner, it was inconvenient for Yu Tianlin to find Shui Binger because all the students in Tianshui College were female students, so the two directly agreed to meet in the vice president's private room on the second floor of the cafeteria tomorrow morning, and then Shui Binger would go to meet with Shui Binger. The large troops from Tianshui Academy gathered and returned to the lodging place arranged by Thunder Academy for Tianshui Academy. As for Yu Tianlin, he was still the same. He came to the lightning needle in the southeast corner, meditated to recover the soul power consumed today, and then quietly waited for the night to fall. The night passed like this, and at about 4 o'clock in the morning, Yu Tianlin received 140 lightning strikes again, slightly increasing the year of the first spirit. Ring. After that, Yu Tianlin returned to his dormitory and began to think about the development of Chidori. Climbing trees and treading water have been successfully completed. Yu Tianlin's control over the power of thunder and lightning has been greatly improved now. Unknowingly, the dawn was twilight, and sporadic voices of students gradually came from outside the dormitory. Yu Tianlin knew that it was time for breakfast, so she temporarily put down her thoughts and went to the cafeteria to meet Shui Binger. Arriving at the second floor of the cafeteria, Yu Tianlin saw Shui Binger waiting in front of the single-room door from a distance. Shui Binger put on a pair of trousers today. It seems that she is preparing for the tree-climbing training in advance, so as not to look awkward when she gets there. Her long water-blue hair is tied into a single ponytail, and she looks full of vitality. Yu Tianlin hurried over and apologized. Sorry, I'm late, I kept you waiting. Shui Binger smiled and said, It's okay, I'm just here too. After the two finished their breakfast, they left the cafeteria, separated from the large group going to the playground, and came to the familiar lake. Shui Binger immediately began to practice treading water, while Yu Tianlin sat cross-legged on the shore of the lake, trying to develop Chidori's skill again. When climbing trees and treading water before, Yu Tianlin had to maintain the absorption force or repulsion force while restraining the power of lightning, so it was much more difficult. Then in Hokage, but now it is replaced by Chidori's development. The situation is straightforward reversed. In Hokage, if you want to use Chidori, you must first change the nature of your own chakra with the lightning attribute, and then control the lightning attribute chakra to form a strong current and improve your physical activity. It is relatively difficult, but now change. When it came to Yu Tianlin of Douluo, the situation changed. Yu Tianlin's own soul power already has the attribute of lightning, so there is no need to make any changes in the nature of Lashizi, just directly stimulate the power of lightning in the soul power. Don't hurt yourself too small, this will have no effect, so the difficulty is greatly reduced. Thinking of this, Yu Tianlin started to try. This time he didn't let his right arm become a dragon, firstly because he was outside now and couldn't be exposed, and secondly because he had completed tree climbing and treading water training, and his control over the power of thunder and lightning had been greatly improved. So now he is very confident in his own control. Even if he fails, he will not hurt himself. Controlling the flow of soul power to his right palm, Yu Tianlin aroused it a little, and a weak electric current flashed. The current was still too small. Yu Tianlin had anticipated this, so he slowly increased the output of soul power, and cautiously increased the intensity of the current. After a long while, it finally reached the limit that his palm could bear. Zila, crackling, a powerful electric current gathered on Yu Tianlin's right palm, and there were bursts of humming. Yu Tianlin could feel that this was the limit that his palm could bear. Most likely it will be scrapped. In Yu Tianlin's feeling, the electric current on his palm is already very strong. If it is slapped on a soul master below the 30th level, unless the opponent is a powerful defensive beast spirit, otherwise it will be difficult to resist and will be electrocuted. The spasms continued and he entered a state of paralysis. However, although Chidori also has this kind of electric attack, it is more of a stabbing physical attack. and Yu Tianlin does not have any feeling of physical activation. It seems that there is still a long way to go before fully developing Chidori. The next step is to spend time on fine-tuning, manipulating the powerful electric current in your palm to stimulate your own physical activity, making your palm extremely sharp, producing strong penetrating and cutting power, and completely completing the development of Chidori. End of this chapter. Chapter 45. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chidori finally completes. Amazing power. It was also the afternoon of the second day, around 4 or 5 o'clock. Shui Binger has completely mastered the skill of treading water, and is now walking on water with great enjoyment. Yu Tianlin was still sitting cross-legged by the lake, not noticing the girl who looked like Fairy Lingbo, and now he focused all his attention on his right hand. The powerful electric current gathered in the right hand made a low buzzing and vibrated regularly. In Yu Tianlin's feeling, he was only one step away from the real Chidori. It's now, that Yu Tianlin's eyes flashed. He manipulated the power of thunder and lightning, stimulated his palm according to the method he had continuously calculated in the past 2 days, and a dazzling blue-white thunder burst out from his palm. Zitsizi. The original low humming electric sound suddenly became louder, like thousands of birds chirping loudly. The sound was extremely astonishing. The movement on Yu Tianlin's side attracted Shui Binger's attention. She walked slowly from the lake with her hands behind her back, bowed slightly, looked at the thunder light on Yu Tianlin's right palm, and said curiously, "Is this the soul skill you created yourself? It looks pretty good." Over the past 2 days, Yu Tianlin's right hand has always been flickering with thunder light of varying strengths. Shui Binger came to ask out of curiosity, and Yu Tianlin told her that he was creating soul skills, so Shui Binger, "Of course I know about it." "That's right, it's finally done." Holding up his right hand, Yu Tianlin couldn't help sighing. "Since I decided to develop Chidori, it took me a week to collect the lightning power in my soul power, and another week to complete the tree climbing training, followed by 2 days of treading water, 2 days of development, a total of days, and finally created the Chidori skill on Douluo Continent. Most of the time is spent on improving the control over the thunder and lightning soul power. As long as the control is improved, and I know the principle of Chidori, the real development time is very short. In fact, it's okay. Sasuke didn't use Chidori for a few days." Seeing the birth of a self-created soul skill with her own eyes, Shui Binger said excitedly, "How about it? What name do you give this self-created soul skill?" Yu Tianlin smiled and said, "It's called Xindiao. What do you think?" "1,000 birds. Good name." Shui Binger thought for a while, and then praised, "When this skill is activated, it sounds like 1,000 birds chirping. This name is perfect. I just don't know how powerful it is." Yu Tianlin stood up from the ground with his right hand raised, and said confidently, "The power is very strong. I feel that it can at least rival the 1,000-year soul skill." After Xindiao was officially completed, Yu Tianlin could feel that his palm had become extremely sharp, and his attack power had been greatly improved at the same time. The powerful electric current in the palm radiated to the whole body through the right arm, so that the physical activity of the whole body was increased to a certain extent, and the body felt a lot lighter, and the speed also improved. Hearing Yu Tianlin's words, Shui Binger couldn't help but chuckle, and said, "It's comparable to a 1,000-year soul skill. It's as if you have a 1,000-year soul skill." "But I really do. Then I'll show you the power of Chidori." Yu Tianlin didn't bother to refute, pointing directly at a tree 10 meters away and said, "Have you seen that tree? Just target it." As soon as the words fell, Yu Tianlin stepped on the ground suddenly, disappeared from the spot in an instant, and then appeared in front of the trees 10 meters away in the blink of an eye. So fast. Seeing this scene, Shui Binger's pupils shrank slightly, and subconsciously let out a low voice. Boom. However, Yu Tianlin's movements did not stop. He crossed a distance of 10 meters and rushed to the big tree. With the power of thrusting, he hit Chidori's right hand on the tree trunk. Suddenly there was a loud roar, and the tree trunk unexpectedly cut off at the sound. The power is also very strong. Yu Tianlin was also very satisfied with Chidori's power. If expressed in terms of statistics, even without considering the increase in thrust, the attack power under normal conditions has also increased by 50%. As for the speed, the increase is not much, only increased by %. However, Chidori is not without its shortcomings. It is difficult to adapt to the sudden increase in speed. In addition, it needs to rely on high-speed straight thrusts to expand the damage of the skill. If the speed of the attacked party is higher than that of the caster, it will be easy. At this time, it is very difficult for the Chidori user to see through the opponent's movements, react and change direction in time, thus falling into a disadvantage. According to Hokage, it is best to use Sharingan with Chidori's skill, so that it can perfectly cover Chidori's weakness and fully exert its power. Yu Tianlin scoffed at this. Chidori's speed is so fast that the caster can't perceive the opponent's movements. Can't react? Don't be kidding. Namake's Minato and Reikage speed is faster, and I haven't seen this kind of problem. How can they react? Fortunately, Minato Namikaze said that his speed is displayed through the space ability, and Chidori's simple improvement of physical speed is not in the same system. Let's not mention him for now, but Reikage is different. Whether it is the third generation of Reikage or the fourth generation of Reikage, their thunder armors use the thunder attribute chakra to improve their physical activity, thereby greatly increasing their speed. This is completely the same type of ability as Chidori, and the thunder dungeon armor is even stronger in this respect. Even so, I have never heard of Reikage being unable to react in time during a battle, causing any problems. In the final analysis, you still need to practice. Take out the Chidori and use it every day and every year, so that you can naturally adapt to this high speed slowly. Although it was difficult for Kakashi to react at the beginning after developing Chidori, he would definitely be able to adapt with his talent and more practice. Chidori must use Sharingan for this skill. After getting used to the perspective of Sharingan, I naturally feel that ordinary eyes cannot respond. So does Sasuke. As for Chidori's consumption, Yu Tianlin thinks it's okay. When Sasuke was 12 years old, he could only use Chidori 3 times a day. However, Yu Tianlin is only 8 years old now, but according to his feeling, his level 22 soul power should be able to support him to use Chidori 5 times. After all, the world is different and the power system is different, so there is no need to worry about this aspect. When Yu Tianlin was immersed in his understanding of Qiandiao, Shui Binger walked slowly and said, "Congratulations Yu Tianlin, Qiandiao's power is indeed very powerful, and it is no problem comparable to the 1,000-year-old soul skill." Thank you for the compliment. Yu Tianlin came back to his senses. You are the same, as a control system's soul master. Now you have fully mastered treading water, and your strength should have improved to a certain extent. End of this chapter. Chapter 46. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 6 days have passed since the week-long 5-element Academy exchange and fellowship. During these 6 days, Yu Tianlin met Shui Binger, a talented student from Tianshui Academy. In this fiery college exchange, Yu Tianlin and Shui Binger did not participate in it. Just like outsiders, they just went into their own training silently. In the first 2 days, Yu Tianlin stepped on the water, and Shui Binger controlled the cold force inwardly. In the middle 2 days, Yu Tianlin developed Qiandiao, and Shui Binger finished treading water. As for the last 2 days, Yu Tianlin kept practicing Chidori and barely adapted to the high-speed state, while Shui Binger completed the final tree-climbing training. Tomorrow is the last day of the exchange and fellowship of the 5 Elements Academy, and the status of the 2 of them as outsiders will inevitably be broken. At dinner, Shui Binger just ate a little casually, then looked at Yu Tianlin quietly, and said, "I'm sorry, Yu Tianlin, I'm afraid I won't be able to train with you tomorrow." Yu Tianlin had been stabbing with Chidori all day, and his physical strength was exhausted, so he was quickly cleaning the food on the table. When he suddenly heard Shui Binger's words, he stopped abruptly. After wiping the corners of his mouth with a paper towel, Yu Tianlin looked up at Shui Binger and said, "It's okay, originally the training to improve the control of soul power was only climbing trees and treading water, and you just finished them now. Even if you still want to come to train with me tomorrow, I have nothing else." However, Shui Binger directly interrupted Yu Tianlin's words, "That's not what I meant." "Oh." Yu Tianlin frowned, "What's going on?" "It's not a problem with the college," Shui Binger said helplessly. I followed the college to participate in this 5-element college exchange and fellowship, but 6 days passed, and I didn't even participate in the meeting with other colleges. People who have competed with each other, so it doesn't make sense. Yu Tianlin immediately understood what she meant. You mean, tomorrow you will go to the arena on the playground to fight with students from other colleges? Yu Tianlin looked away a little guilty, and after a long time, it turned out that he had misunderstood. That's it. Shui Binger nodded with a sweet smile. If it wasn't for the teacher's request, I wouldn't want to fight with others. It's good to learn more about the methods of other soul masters. Yu Tianlin said, it just so happens that my self-created soul skills have been developed, and I want to test them in actual combat. Let's go to the ring together tomorrow. Really? It would be great to go together. Hearing Yu Tianlin's words, Shui Binger immediately showed a surprised expression. Yu Tianlin was so focused on developing Chidori before that he didn't pay attention to this 5-element academy exchange party, so he only knew that the academy had prepared 5 arenas on the playground. As for the specific rules and procedures, he didn't know. I don't know, so I asked, are there any rules for the exchanges between students? You can't fight casually. Shui Binger obviously did enough homework on this, and explained to Yu Tianlin, of course I didn't hit it casually. All the students in our 5 Elements Academy are divided into 4 grades. The first grade is from 21st to 25th grade, the second grade is from 26th to th grade, the third grade is from th grade and above, and the fourth grade is the students selected by each college to participate in a Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition next year. Your Thunder Academy has prepared a total of 5 arenas on the playground, of which the first 3 ranks each occupy 1, and the remaining 2 arenas are for participating students. After listening to Shui Binger's explanation, Yu Tianlin said with a smile, you are now level 25, just stuck in the upper limit of the first gear, then we are in the same arena. That's right, that's it. Shui Binger nodded slightly. The rules of the competition arena are also very simple, only one-on-one battles are allowed on it, the loser will naturally leave the arena, and the winner can choose to defend the ring and continue fighting. If you don't want to fight anymore, you can choose to leave. There will be no problem in terms of safety. Even if it is our first and second battles, there will be a Soul King level teacher as the referee. If there is an attack that cannot be resisted, he will naturally help stop it. Indeed, Master Soul King is naturally quite capable in battles below level, Yu Tianlin suddenly thought of something, his eyes lit up, and he asked, is there any student who is so strong that he can always stand on top of the ring and win many consecutive victories? Of course there are, but this kind of will battle will consume soul power very quickly. In the end, when the soul power is exhausted, we can only choose to exit. Shui Binger said, the current highest record should be 4 consecutive victories. Created by Huo Wushuang. The highest record is Huo Wushuang. 4 consecutive victories. Yu Tianlin wondered, where are Feng Xiaotian, Huo Wu, Hu Yanli, and Yu Tianxin? Are they still inferior to Huo Wushuang? You actually know them? Shui Binger was also a little surprised, but thinking that these people are indeed relatively famous, it is normal for Yu Tianlin to know, so he nodded clearly and explained, Feng Xiaotian is now level 31. Has just reached the threshold of the 3rd gear, and his opponents are all higher than him, so it is very difficult to fight. Huo Wu is at level 29, which belongs to the top level of the 2nd tier. I heard from the students that her control is really troublesome, but she belongs to the long-range category, and her melee combat ability is average. After the wheel battle was exhausted, she was resisted by the elephant armor student. Attack close, and then drive off the ring. Hu Yanli is level 28. Although his defense and strength are very strong, his weakness is also obvious. After the wheel battle, he was defeated by the kamikaze student with his flying advantage. Yu Tianxin, you should know him. He is a member of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect just like you. He is currently unable to transform into a dragon at level 28, and his lightning attribute soul power is consumed very quickly, so he will be powerless after defeating at most 3 people. Yu Tianlin immediately understood that when a student enters the ring, other students from the Four Elements Academy will naturally fight against him. After this round, there will always be someone who restrains the defender, and the sole power of the defender there is also a lot of consumption, and failure is inevitable, but Yu Tianlin was still a little puzzled. Why did Huo Wushuang win 4 consecutive victories? Doesn't this mean that he has survived a round of siege? Huo Wushuang doesn't seem to be that powerful. As if aware of Yu Tianlin's doubts, Shui Binger explained, Huo Wushuang is now the same as his sister Huo Wu, also at level 29, belonging to the top of the second tier, and has a certain level advantage in the ring battle. My martial spirit is a one-horned fire Tyrannosaurus. After possessing the martial spirit, I am greatly enhanced. The first soul skill is the Dragon Claw, which is very powerful in melee attacks. The second soul skill is fire breathing, and the long-range attack is not bad. Said he didn't have any weaknesses, that's why he was able to defeat the 4 of them, and he survived a round before leaving the stage due to lack of soul power. It turns out that if it is true one-on-one, Huo Wushuang may not be stronger than Yu Tianxin and the others, but Huo Wushuang's current ability is the most balanced, without obvious weaknesses, so the record of defending the ring is relatively better. Huo Wushuang should be very strong, but he kept fighting with Tang San, and Tang San was Hua Mian, and he was very restrained, so he seemed average. There were 15 rounds in the Soul Master Contest preliminaries. When the 7 Shrek monsters collided with Blazing Academy, it was already the number 11 round. At this time, Huo Wushuang was recognized as the strongest head-on. End of this chapter. Chapter 47 Diamond Mammoth, Batch 1 of Meat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 47 Diamond Mammoth, A Batch of Meat. This is the last day of the 5 Elements Academy Exchange and Fellowship. In the arena battle a few days ago, those students who were more powerful had always maintained a certain tacit understanding and restrained themselves from fighting each other, but now on the last day, these repressed fighting spirits suddenly broke out, just like now, in the second stage of the arena. Yu Tianxin and Huo Wushuang are colliding fiercely, electric light blazing. Flames erupting, the fight between the two is inseparable, and the supporters of both sides in the audience are also shouting loudly, "Come on!" The scene was once very hot. The final result ended in Yu Tianxin's unfortunate defeat. There is no way, Yu Tianxin can't transform into a dragon now, and he hasn't gained much growth after possessing his own martial soul. Huo Wushuang is not the case. He is 1 level higher than Yu Tianxin in terms of level, and the one-horned fire Tyrannosaurus is also extremely powerful. This level is also very powerful. After this strong collision in the second stage of the arena, the level of the students who went up next was very average. Yu Tianlin and Shui Binger stopped paying attention and returned to their first stage of the arena. Coincidentally, there is also a student with the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex martial soul fighting in the first ring, and his opponent is a student from the Elephant Armor Academy, whose martial soul is Diamond Mammoth. The battle between the 3rd-ranked Blue Lightning Overlord Sect and the 6th-ranked Elephant Armor Sect disciple among the 7 major sects on the Douluo Continent also attracted a lot of attention. In addition, both of them have level 25 soul power, so there is no level. The gap in the field makes this battle even more interesting. But with the passage of time, the Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus Rex students gradually fell into a disadvantage. The entrance standard of the Elephant Armor Academy is to weigh more than 300 caddies. This student must have met the standard. He looks like a mountain of meat. After the martial soul possessed the body, it swelled again, the fat and tight turned into exaggerated muscles, and a layer of dark yellow horny layer appeared on the surface of the skin. During the battle, the first spirit ring on the Elephant Armor student continued to shine, and the cuticle of his epidermis was covered with another layer of enamel. The 2 layers of defense were terrifying. The Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex student used the Thunder Dragon Claw to attack fiercely, but the 100-year level Thunder Dragon Claw only increased the attack power by 50%, and he couldn't break through the Elephant Armor student's defense at all. Realizing that the melee attack was ineffective, the student Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus pulled back and used the second soul skill Thunderbolt to bombard indiscriminately. However, after the 2 layers of defense were weakened, the student Weevil suffered very little damage. In the end, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus student who had exhausted his soul power had no choice but to be kicked out of the ring. Seeing this scene, Shui Binger couldn't help but shook her head and said, "Yu Tianlin, the strength of your Blue Lightning Overlord Dragon Wuhuan at level, is too exaggerated. She and Yu Tianlin have been walking here from the high-level arena. Among them, on the third stage of the arena, the student who has the blue electric Tyrannosaurus dragon Wuhuan is very powerful after his right arm is transformed into a dragon. It can be said to be unstoppable. However, from the first to the 30th level, he experienced 2 consecutive defeats. Yu Tianlin shrugged. Longhua is like this, it is a little weaker before level, but after passing through level, its strength will increase significantly, and in the long run, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. The winner is student Hu Yencher from the Elephant Armor Academy. The referee teacher who had been standing by the side made the battle judgment and asked at the same time, Student Hu Yencher, do you choose to exit or continue? Hu Yencher said without hesitation, of course it will continue. His fat body is not for display, he can use his physical strength to reduce his soul power consumption, so after a battle, he still has, % of his soul power left, since the soul power can still support him to fight, he will naturally not choose to leave the field. It's interesting. Looking at Hu Yencher on the ring with great interest, Yu Tianlin said, I also need a meat shield to try Chidori, so I decided to be him. Do you want to go? Shui Binger was a question, but her expression was as expected, and she waved her small hand to encourage Yu Tianlin, come on, Yu Tianlin said to himself, don't worry, I won't lose. Shui Binger nodded in agreement, she has seen Chidori's power with her own eyes. Although Hu Yencher's defense is also strong in the ring, he should be unstoppable. Her encouragement only represents her support for Yu Tianlin. While Yu Tianlin was talking with Shui Binger, the referee shouted down the ring, who else wants to challenge Hu Yencher? With the shout of the referee, several people were ready to move, but Yu Tianlin jumped onto the ring before them and shouted, I'm coming. After getting into the arena, Yu Tianlin looked directly at Hu Yencher in front of him, and reported to himself, Yu Tianlin from Thunder Academy, a level 22 attacking soul master. Hu Yencher of the Elephant Armor Academy, a level 25 Defense Department Battle Soul Master. Hu Yencher responded, and at the same time analyzed a lot of information from Yu Tianlin's words, from Thunder Academy, Assault Department, and surname you are also a member of the Electric Overlord Sect. There is nothing to hide about this, Yu Tianlin admitted directly, that's right. That level 25 just now is not my opponent, so naturally you are the same. Hu Yencher grinned, you can't, you'd better go down by yourself. Yu Tianlin said noncommittally, that's not necessarily the case. Seeing that both sides were ready, the referee raised one hand and was about to wave it down, fighting. However, at this moment, following a flash of lightning, a figure appeared beside the referee, grabbing his arm that was about to be swung down. That person was the vice president of the Thunder Academy, Thunderstorm. Wait for the battle first. Thunderstorm comforted the referee teacher, then turned to look at Yu Tianlin, and asked, Little Tianlin, what's going on? Why did you get into the ring? Uncle Lei, it's you. Yu Tianlin greeted Thunderstorm, and then said, it's nothing, I just want to compete with this classmate Hu Yencher. Hearing Yu Tianlin's reply, Thunderstorm frowned, Xiao Tianlin, your grandfather said in his letter. It's okay, Uncle Lei. Yu Tianlin suddenly interrupted Lei Tianlin, blocking his words, and said at the same time, I don't know how to use Wuhuan. Thunderstorm looked at Yu Tianlin amusedly, and said, stop making trouble, what else is there to fight if you don't use your martial spirit? Uncle Lei, have you forgotten that? However, Yu Tianlin didn't take it seriously, instead showing an unpredictable smile, I told you half a month ago. End of this chapter. Chapter 48 Lightning and Flint Points. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Half a month ago. What did you tell me? Thunderstorm muttered in confusion at first, then suddenly remembered, and said in astonishment, that thing, you finished it? Yu Tianlin nodded with a smile, confirming his guess. Uncle Thunderstorm, you go down first, the students under the ring can't wait. Indeed, the sudden appearance of a thunderstorm stopped the battle. Although no one dared to shout because of his status as the vice president, the students below the ring were also whispering, not knowing what was going on. Forget it, go ahead, let me see what you have come up with. Thunderstorm also sensed the current atmosphere, shook his head helplessly, then withdrew from the ring and returned to the nearby rostrum. The referee teacher saw that there was nothing wrong with the thunderstorm, so he announced the start of the battle again. You said you don't need martial soul. Although the referee teacher announced the start, Hu Yenchi did not act immediately, but looked at Yu Tianlin with a sneer and said, "Boy, you are too arrogant." Just now, Yu Tianlin and Lei Tianlin didn't deliberately conceal what they said. The students under the ring didn't hear it because of the distance, but they couldn't escape the ears of the people above the ring. Naturally, Hu Yenchi heard it. Don't be self-righteous just because you are a disciple of the last 3 sects. Hu Yenchi roared, it's not like I haven't been defeated before. Accompanied by the roar, Hu Yenchi once again entered the state of being possessed by the martial soul. Immediately, his nose was extended, and 2 1-foot-long fangs grew out from the corners of his mouth. His body suddenly swelled, and his skin surface covered the upper layer of dark yellow cuticle shone with a metallic luster under the sunlight. At the same time, 2 yellow soul rings rose from under his feet. As Hu Yenchi summoned his martial soul, various voices came from the audience. TSK, as expected of the 7 great sects, this diamond mammoth looks really imposing. Hu Yenchi defeated the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex just now. This new Leitang student is definitely not his opponent. You know what? The Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex cannot be transformed into a dragon below level, otherwise it will blow his dog's head off. Huh? Why hasn't that guy from Thunder Academy summoned his martial soul? Chidori, automatically ignoring the noisy voices under the arena, Yu Tianlin's eyes froze, urging his soul power to rush to the palm of his right hand. Zitsizi. As a cloud of blue-white thunder suddenly bloomed in Yu Tianlin's right hand, the sound of 1,000 birds singing together sounded, and for a while, the momentum was extremely frightening. What is that? There is no soul ring flashing on the body, it is not a soul ring skill. Could this be a self-created soul skill? Seeing this scene, the students under the ring all exclaimed. Good guy, Xiao Tianlin really made a self-created soul skill. The thunderstorm on the rostrum also showed a shocked expression. It looks like a powerful single-target electric current attack. It's a pity, it's still impossible to defeat Hu Yenchi with this level of electric current. The student of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex just now used the second soul skill Thunderbolt to bombard Hu Yenchi indiscriminately, but it didn't cause much damage to Hu Yenchi. After Hu Yenchi possessed his body with a martial spirit, the cuticle covering his body's surface could well insulate this kind of electric current attack, and if he added the increased defensive power of the first soul skill, the effect would be even better. Humph, it's just a mere electric current, it's all gaudy. That when Yu Tianlin used Qiandiao, Hu Yenchi was also shocked. However, he quickly realized that it was just a mass of powerful electric current, so he immediately ignored it and strode towards Yu Tianlin. Interesting, it seems that Chidori has been underestimated. Seeing that Hu Yenchi didn't even use soul skills, and walked towards him so boldly, Yu Tianlin grinned, and his eyes suddenly sharpened. Underestimate the enemy, there will be a price to pay. That the arena battle needs to be separated by 20 meters in advance. At this time, Hu Yenchi has crossed nearly half of the distance in a few steps, and the two are now more than 10 meters together. Chidori's stabbing distance can only be increased to the maximum level when the distance of the thrust is more than 10 meters, so Yu Tianlin is ready to attack. In the dazzling thunder light, Yu Tianlin bowed slightly, then catapulted away, turned into a thunder light and charged towards Hu Yenchi, only crossing a distance of 10 meters in the blink of an eye, and came to him. This speed, so fast, that Hu Yenchi was absent-minded for a moment, and then his pupils constricted suddenly. He was shocked by the speed of Yu Tianlin's explosion. At the same time, at such a close distance, he could feel the faint danger coming from Yu Tianlin's right hand. This is definitely not a simple electric current attack. Stimulated by the sense of danger, Hu Yenchi subconsciously lit up his first soul ring, and the cuticle on the surface of his skin was suddenly covered with another layer of enamel. The first soul skill, Bronze Wall and Iron Wall, defense power increased by 50%. It's useless. Break it for me. Although he saw the changes in Hu Yanchu's body, Yu Tianlin didn't care. His right hand, which was gathering a powerful electric current, ruthlessly hit Hu Yanchu's body. Boom! Accompanied by a loud noise, Hu Yanchu's gene body was actually blown out, and after drawing an arc in the air, he slammed heavily on the ring 10 meters away. Wow! You! Unable to hold back a mouthful of blood, Hu Yanchu stretched out his finger weakly to Yu Tianlin, and then he passed out with a twist of his neck. The referee teacher was the first to react, and hurriedly came to Hu Yanchu's side to check his current physical condition. When Hu Yanchu was knocked out, the voices under the ring stopped abruptly. At this time, following the actions of the referee teacher, an uproar suddenly broke out. I'm not mistaken, the one who flew out is Hu Yanchu. What happened at that moment just now? I didn't even realize it, and the winner was decided directly. Hu Yanchu was killed by a second. That move is so fast and powerful, that because Yu Tianlin and Hu Yanchu decided the winner in the blink of an eye, Hu Yanchu lost instantly, and the students who didn't pay attention to watch seriously didn't know what happened. At this time, after the referee teacher checked Hu Yanchu's condition, he found that his injury was not serious, and he just passed out in a coma. He couldn't help but heaved a sigh of relief, and waved for professional medical staff to take him away for treatment. The winner is student Yu Tianlin from Thunder Academy. The referee teacher made a verdict, and at the same time asked Yu Tianlin as usual, student Yu Tianlin, do you choose to exit or continue? Yu Tianlin smiled confidently, I choose to continue. End of this chapter. Chapter 50 The Bullied Girl. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So strong, Yu Tianlin looked at the blue thunder light on his dragon claw in shock. In his feeling, the powerful electric current on his dragon claw is twice as strong as Chidori's, which means it can provide him with a 200% increase in attack power. To summarize, Yu Tianlin's attack power increases by 100% after using Chidori alone, and also increases by 100% when only using Dragon Transformation, and the attack power of Chidori and Dragon Transformation can be increased by 200%. Here comes the important point. Now that the enhanced version of Chidori and Dragon Transformation created by Yu Tianlin can be superimposed, the attack power can be increased by an astonishing 300%. This is not enough. Yu Tianlin can also superimpose the second soul skill Thunder Dragon Claw, and then increase the attack power by 100%. There is also the speed aspect that as the current in the Dragon Claw increases, the current radiating to the whole body through the right arm also increases correspondingly. Originally in Chidori's state, Yu Tianlin's physical activity has been improved to a certain extent, which can increase his own speed by 50%. Now that the electric current has doubled, his body's physical activity has been greatly improved under the stimulation of this powerful electric current. According to his feeling, his current speed increase should have reached 100%. It's twice as strong as Qiandiao in every aspect, so let's call it Lechia. Looking at his dragon claw, Yu Tianlin said to himself, unfortunately, this Lechia can only be used after it has transformed into a dragon. Otherwise, the body in a normal state would not be able to bear it. Also, the soul power is consumed too quickly, that Yu Tianlin can feel that he has been maintaining the state of Longhua Jia Lechia, and his soul power is passing away rapidly, and can only last for 3 minutes at most. Just spend the same time with Altman, a real man in 3 minutes. Not only that, if you continue to add Thunder Dragon Claws, the 3-minute time will be reduced. Of course, Yu Tianlin will definitely not hold up Lechia to chat with the opponent all the time, so this duration is of little significance. It still depends on the specific number of uses. With his current soul power, he should be able to use it twice. Call. Yu Tianlin heaved a sigh of relief, let go of Lei Chia in his hand and exited the dragon transformation state at the same time. The sense of soul power consumption like opening the gate to release water disappeared immediately. Dragon transformation plus thunder cut plus thunder dragon claw can increase the attack power by 400%. This is my strongest attack now. Thinking of this, Yu Tianlin couldn't help shaking his head. Although this trick is extremely powerful, but it consumes too much, and it is basically useless at ordinary times, so let's use it as a trump card. As for now, let's meditate and practice to recover the soul power." The night passed quickly, and the next day, after the farewell party was held for the other 4 Elements Academy, the Academy sent people to clean up the 5 rings on the playground, so the students didn't have to attend classes. Yu Tianlin, who had another day off, decided to go to Tiando Royal Academy to visit his eldest brother and his friends. After all, it's been almost a month since we saw each other, so he must be a lot stranger. It's also a good idea to take this opportunity to get in touch with each other. Okay, that it doesn't matter to the others, the key is Dugu Yen. After half a month, Yu Tianlin was also thinking about Dugu Yen when he was free. As far as he knew, the reason why Dugu Bo and Dugu Yen were corroded by the toxin was because they both had beast spirits and practiced poison kung fu, so the toxin was completely fused with his body. The solution is also simple, just find a soul bone, and then force all the toxins in the body into the soul bone, but it's easier said than done. How should this force drug be operated? If you mess around without knowing the method, a bad situation may lead to stronger backlash. Yu Tianlin only vaguely remembered that Tang San seemed to have concocted medicine to assist in forcing the poison, so he succeeded in the end. But Yu Tianlin didn't know exactly what the medicine was and how to concoct it. As for asking Dugu Bo, come on, he sure doesn't know either, but don't worry, there is plenty of time now. The reason why Yu Tianlin is so entangled is because he wants to have the best of both worlds. After all, his elder brother likes Dugu Yen, so Yu Tianlin still wants to cure her, and then take this opportunity to mix the celestial grass of the ice and fire yin yang into his hands. Yu Tianlin was really in a hurry. He had many ways to solve it. While thinking and hurrying, Yu Tianlin came to the foot of Tiando Royal Academy before he knew it. Fortunately, this time, I didn't meet that kind of self-righteous playboy on the way up the mountain. After arriving at the main campus halfway up the mountain, Yu Tianlin went straight to the Tianji building to find his elder brother. But what? You said Yu Tianheng is not here. That Yu Tianlin couldn't find his eldest brother in the classroom, so he had to ask others, but the answer he got was actually the same. Looking at the classroom of of Tianji class again, he found that Duguian and the Shi family brothers were not there. Yu Tianlin couldn't help frowning and asked, "Where did he go?" "I don't know." However, the person who was questioned might be a little irritable because of the whole morning class. Now that get out of class is finally over, he wants to play quickly, so his attitude is a little impatient. Well, Yu Tianlin knew that his elder brother didn't have much contact with these people, so it was understandable that they didn't know where his elder brother had gone. Go to Tianwei class to have a look. Yufeng, Oslo, and Yilingling are all in class, of Tianwei class. They should know, however, when Yu Tianlin came to Tianwei Tower, what he saw made him frown. I saw 3 male students in light yellow school uniforms surrounding the corner, and the one surrounded by them seemed to be a girl. Through the gap between the 3 of them, Yu Tianlin vaguely saw that the people surrounded seemed to be wearing black clothes. Girls, black clothes. Yu Tianlin's heart skipped a beat, as if he understood something. He walked over there. After Yu Tianlin approached, he could hear the voices of the 3 male students. The one in the middle is a male student with crimson hair. At this time, he smiled evilly and said, "Hey, little sister, what are you doing wearing a black veil in broad daylight? Could it be that you have done something shameful?" The 2 next to him were obviously younger brothers, and one of them said seriously at this time, "It should be like this. This Yilingling wears a veil every day, it must not be because of her ugliness." That's right, the surrounded girl is Yilingling, another younger brother also echoed. "No matter what, just open it and have a look." "Well, it makes sense." The young man in the middle pretended to be serious and said, "The Tiando Royal Academy is under the direct jurisdiction of my uncle, so I naturally have the responsibility to help him maintain the discipline of the academy. There must be something wrong with students like this who hide their heads and show their tails. Let me expose her true colors." As he spoke, the young man reached out to Yilingling in front of him, wanting to lift her veil. Because the overall strength of the right arm has doubled after dragon transformation, the current it can withstand has also doubled, so the power of Raikiri is twice that of Chidori, which is specifically expressed as a 200% increase in attack power and a 100% increase in speed. This must be different from Naruto, but the name Rachel was just chosen by the protagonist because he is more powerful than Chidori, so don't worry about it. End of this chapter.